here's what I'm using. I'm using, what is that, brown iron oxide and rust and dark red ochre, brown iron oxide. I don't know why this isn't focusing. Okay, and then also graphite. This graphite, I've had this for years and I've hardly touched it. So I tap a little bit of everything kind of into a plate to make it so I have easy access to my colors. All right, so I've got the colors here. So what I do, I got too much black on here. So you can see what I do is I kind of just work it in and just rub it. You know how shoes get dirty and they get dirt on them, you know, when you're out running around? That's kind of how this sticks. It just, you do get a little bit of rubbing off, but if you look, you can see it stays really nice in these crevices, which is kind of what you want, because natural wear would happen in these areas, and then your dirt would build up in the crevices and creases and kind of on the edges here. These are, I've got flashing here because I wasn't planning on using these. These are just extras. I haven't taken care of my actual treads on my tracks yet, but you can see it just kind of settles into those crevices really nicely. And that's what you want. You can seal this with, of all things, hairspray. I know that might sound a little weird, but hairspray will work really nice because, again, these areas aren't going to have any sort of friction to them, maybe a little bit around here, but then that would wear off naturally anyways. So I will probably hit these with some hairspray. Just to kind of make it so that they're not quite as dirty as I handle them, because they are kind of dirty. So what I do is I kind of just tap and blend my paints, and then I just kind of rub it into the creases. I don't like using all just the same color. I want kind of a mix of colors, but I want it real heavy in the crease areas. And it might look kind of cruddy right now, but there is method to my madness, I assure you. All right, and so I kind of blend a little bit of everything. I don't want just one color. I like the variety. I like the variation in the colors, and kind of lightly go over these and then go over all of it. And then as it's kind of heavy, what I do is I just kind of rub it in with my fingers, and then it looks really cool once it's done. And then I can add some black if it's a little too, I don't know, bright with color. The black kind of tones it down a little bit, but it also adds a sheen to it as well. I don't know if you can see that, if it's showing up, but it has that, you know, when you polish up graphite, you get that really cool kind of silver look to it. But that's all there is to this. I just kind of do, you know, not so much of this yellow, but I'll put it in there to kind of lighten it up, and just kind of keep repeating all over the place, but using my fingers to kind of work it in as it naturally would kind of accumulate and rub off that excess. That's all there is to it. And maybe it's not the best way, but this is the way that's working for me. I guess. Yeah, you just kind of apply it and work it and get yourself messy and kind of rub it off. So then you got that nice kind of old looking. If it's too bright of a color, if it's too much, I don't know, if it looks too fake, like some of this is like too red for me. And I haven't done any sort of treatment to the treads. I haven't cleaned these with alcohol or anything. I'm just sticking this on, and just like dirt gets caught in a shoe, on, you know, stuck to your shoe, that's, I see, like here, to me, this looks like I don't have anything because I applied too much graphite, so the graphite kind of got stuck in there. Just work that in until you get the color you want. And yeah, I'm probably gonna finish it off with some hairspray, because hairspray sets this kind of stuff really nicely. And it's thin. You don't want anything too thick because it's going to chip off, and you don't want your treads looking chippy. At least I don't want mine. Remember, your Wally, your choice, right? Right? um, yeah, and just kind of keep playing with it until you get kind of what you want. You want something kind of, you know, something that just looks a little organic, kind of beat up and weathered like it's been running around the planet for 600 years. And that's it. So compare that to one I just used. This one's a little on the gray side because I didn't put as much pigment in that particular mold. But that's it. Nice and shiny. Anything you have that's extra, you just kind of rub it off.